So we're looking at question 28 now. So because I can see m square outside the bracket, I'm going to write this m square on the left, and I can see 5 inside the bracket, so the 5 will go on top there, and I can see plus 4m inside the bracket, so I'll write plus 4m on the top there. So first of all, we do m square times 5, or 5 times m square, which we can just write as 5m square, and then we're going to do m square times 4m. So m square times plus 4m, m square times 4m. Sorry, m square times 4m. So what does the m square mean? M square means m times m, and what does 4m means 4 times m. And because the times sign here, we just copy the times sign there. So we've got 4 times 1, 2, 3, so m cube, which we can just write as 4m cube, and it's positive, so the answer is plus 4m cube. So the final answer is going to be 5m squared plus 4m cube. So this is the final answer. Question 29 now. So I can see t cube outside the bracket, so I'll write t cube here on the left. Then where I can see a t there, that t will go on the top, so that was a t inside the bracket, and then the plus 2t I'll just put here. So t cube times t is just t to the power of 4, 3, to the power of 4. Why is that? Well, t cube is t times t times t, and then we want to times it by another t, so that's how we get t to the power of 4. Now we have to do t cube times plus 2t, so t cube times, we don't have to write plus 2t, we must write 2t. So t cube means t times t times t, and 2t means 2 times t, and with the times sign there, we just copy the times sign down. So the answer is going to be 2 times, then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's t to the power of 4. So that is 2t to the power of 4, 2t to the power of 4, and it's positive. So the final answer is going to be t to the power of 4 plus 2t to the power of 4, which can in fact be simplified, because it's like saying t to the power of 4 is like saying 1t to the power of 4. So 1t to the power of 4 add 2 to the power of t to the power of 4, so we could in fact just write 3t to the power of 4. To give a bit more detail to that, so when we have t to the power of 4, that's 1 lot of t to the power of 4, and then we had 2t to the power of 4, so that's another 2 lots of t to the power of 4, and we're adding them. So 1 lot of t to the power of 4 and 2 lots of t to the power of 4 is just 3 lots of t to the power of 4. Question 30 now. So because I can see g square on the left, I'm just going to write down g square here on the left here as well. So the g square is outside the bracket, so I've got g square on the left, and then inside the bracket I've got 5t minus 4g square, so 5t comes here, and then the 4 minus 4g square comes here. So the first thing we have to do is we have to do g square times 5t to go inside this box here. So what g square times 5t. So what is g square times 5t? What will it equal to? 5t should be like this. Well, there isn't much simplifying we can do. So what g times 5 times t, which we just write it as 5 times t times g square, so 5t g square, 5t g square. But it's still better to write in alphabetical order, so g comes before t, So we'd write it as 5g square t, just to keep it in alphabetical order. So 5g square t. So now we have to do g square times minus 4g square. So g square times minus 4g square. So this could be written as, well, g square means g times g, and minus 4g square we can write it as minus 4 times g, and because of the times sign there, copy the times sign. So because they are all multiplying, I can multiply them in any order. So minus 4 first, so minus 4, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, so 4 minus 4g, and then g to the power of 4. So we can now copy this down. So just to go over that one more time, because I saw minus 4 there, I put minus 4 down, and then it was 1, 2, 3, 4g, so it's g to the power of 4. That's how I got minus 4g to the power of 4. So just copy that down, minus 4g to the power of 4. Should be a bit smaller, like that. So the final answer is 5g squared t minus 4g to the power of 4. So this here is the final answer. Okay, number 31. So I can see 3t squared outside the bracket. So on the left I would write 3t squared. Then I can see 5t inside the bracket, so I'll write 5t at the top there, and the plus m will just come here. So the first thing we have to do is we have to do 3t squared times 5t. So 3t squared times 5t. So 3t squared means 3 times t times t, a little bit tidier, and 5t means 5 times t. Because there's times there, just copy the times sign down, and because they're all multiplying, we'll copy them down in any order or multiply them in any order. So 3 times 5 is 15, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, so it's t to the power of 3. So we've got 15t cubed, so that comes here, 15t cubed. Next thing we'll have to do is we'll have to do 3t squared times plus m. So 3t squared times the positive m, which you can just write as m. So what does 3t squared means? It means 3 times t, and then just times it by m. So we multiply, get the 3 down first, so 3 times, and then to keep it in alphabetical order, m, and then t times t is t squared. So that's the final answer there. So we copy that down, 3m t squared, and because it's positive it's a plus sign. So the final answer is going to be 15t cubed plus 3mt squared. So 3mt squared, should have copied down 3mt squared there. So the final answer is 15t cubed plus 3mt squared. So this is the final answer. So we're doing quite a lot of questions because there's some slight changes to the question, and if you don't practice this, you can get thrown by that when you see the question in the exam. So the more questions you practice before you go into the exam, the more confident you will be that you can get the correct answer. So it's good to practice lots and lots of different questions. So question 32 now. So I can see 4h squared there, so I write 4h squared here. I can see 3h there, so I copy down the 3h, and the 2g there, so I'll copy down 2g there. So the first thing we have to do is to do 4h squared times 3h. So we can write that here. So 4h squared times 3h. So what does that mean? That, well, 4h squared means 4 times h times h, and 3h means 3 times h, and just copy the times sign down. So we can do 4 times 3 first, which is 12, and then there's 1, 2, 3, so it's h cube. So copy that down here, 12h cube. Next we have to do 4h squared times 2g. So 4h squared times 2g. So what does 4h squared mean? It means 4 times h times, and then 2 times g. So 4 times 2 is 8, and then to keep in the alphabetical order, times by g first, so 8g, and then h times h is h squared. So we copy that down, and remember it's positive, so 8g h squared. Why is it positive? Because it was positive here. So the final answer is 12h cubed plus 8g h squared. So this is the final answer. And now question 33. So because I can see 2m squared here, I will write down 2m squared on the left. So this 2m squared outside the bracket is here on the left, and then the 4m, I can write 4m here, and then the plus m squared, I can write it here. So the first thing I'll have to do is I have to do 2m squared times 4m. So 2m squared times the 4m. Well, what does 2m squared mean? Well, 2m squared means 2 times m, and then the times sign, just copy that down, and then 4m means 4 times m. Now, because we can multiply in any order, 2 times 4 is 8, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, so write that as m to the power of 3, which we can copy down here, 8m cubed. And then now we have to do 2m squared times plus m squared. So 2m squared, because it's positive, I can just write times m squared. So what does 2m squared means? 2 times, should have done times. So 2m squared means 2 times m, and m squared means m times m, and put the times sign there, put times sign here. So 2 times 1, 2, 3, 4, m to the power of 4, which we can just write as 2m to the power of 4, and it's positive. So write plus 2m to the power of 4. So the final answer will just be 8m to the power of 3 plus 2m to the power of 4. So this here is the final answer.